Hey, what's up YouTube? I am Frogman Lauger. I'm going to try to do a hopefully quick-ish 2015 year in review video here. 2015 has been an amazing year as far as video games and stuff has gone for me. Did not expect at all to be back into collecting at the beginning of the year. For those of you that have been following along, since I started these in, I don't know, July, something like that, started the year with about 15 games. And I had sold off a bunch of my collection in 2014, as well as a bunch in previous years. I had sold away other systems I had owned and stuff to pay bills because at the time I hadn't seen other options. So I'm going to kind of cover where I started, and you can kind of see where I've ended up from there. Like I said, started with about 15 games, currently sitting at 214. That's 214 games. I can verify that are right here. I do have a copy. A couple of games that I know I have. I just have no idea where they are. As soon as I find them, that would put me to 216. I have 31 or 32 games complete in box. I've got other boxes and manuals that I need to fill. And I might cover those in another video at some point. So I guess I'm going to start with what I started the year with. Just to give you an idea how far this collection has really come. I started with Super Mario Brothers. A copy of Super Mario Brothers Duck Hunt with a pretty nice manual. The manual is not original to the game. However, that cartridge is my original cartridge from when I was a kid. One of the few games I've actually been able to salvage and hold on to from my childhood to keep the exact copy. So I think that's kind of neat. I'm hoping to never have to get rid of that one. Copy of Super Mario Brothers Duck Hunt World Class Track Meet. A copy of Super Mario Brothers 2 with manual. Did not have that one as a kid. I remember always liking it when one of my cousins would come over and bring that with him because it was something I didn't have. It was something new to play. Super Mario Brothers 3, complete in box. The cartridge is the only part from my actual childhood that I kept. I've added the box and manual later. Started the year knowing I had Bubble Bobble Part 2. I'd actually been digging around in a box and found something I had forgotten about, and I actually had it with manual. Do not remember what I paid for it. I know I paid under its value at the time that I got it. But I could not tell you how much I actually paid. I've had it in my collection probably 15 years, something like that. And definitely under current value. Then I have a copy of Chippendale's Rescue Rangers I was able to hold on to. I also kept my copy of Chippendale's Rescue Rangers 2. I know those are kind of valuable games. If I had known all of the amazing people I have met since getting back into this hobby in around April, I probably wouldn't have those, but I would have had the bulk of the rest of my collection. I have Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. This is my original cartridge from when I was a kid. It is the first game I actually purchased at full retail with my own money. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2, the arcade game. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 3, the Manhattan Project. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Tournament Fighters. I have also had this one in my collection about 15 years. I have never opened it up. I've always assumed it was a legit copy because of the rental stickers and everything. And I got it well before the people started actually making fakes. Like I said, that is basically what I started the year with. Oh, I almost forgot. I also started with the Aladdin cartridge of the Fantastic Adventures of Dizzy. It was sold to me as new in box. As far as I know, they never had plastic wrap around them. So that was, and it looks like it has never been opened. So as far as I know, that is actually new in box. I have no way really of testing it out or even playing it. I do not have the Aladdin deck enhancer. I started out with those, as well as a copy of Mighty Final Fight in box, which I had to trade away earlier this year. Sell/trade. I did need to raise a little bit of funds. I got the cash I needed plus some other stuff back as part of that deal. And then somewhere in this apartment of mine, I have a copy of both Zelda and Zelda 2: The Adventures of Link. Gold copies. I don't know where they are. I know I kept them. My girlfriend knows I kept them. Just cannot find them. I put them somewhere, didn't put them with the rest of my games, and do not know what happened to them. I also started the year with all the boxes and manuals from every game I owned previously that I had those for. Because when I sold all of my games to the game store, I knew they wouldn't give me anything extra. So I kept all that. And that is what I started with. Gonna kind of showcase a couple of things here that I picked up. A few of these just recently. Mighty Bomb Jack I picked up this year. Had never seen that one actually before. And the same with Skloon. The only time I'd actually seen that this year in the wild, I was able to pick it up and add it to my collection for an amazing price. Showed this off in a trade I got earlier this year. I got the box for Mega Man 3. And in a trade I got this at a garage sale earlier this year. I have the cartridge then. I'm supposed to be getting the manual to complete that out. And we'll go, I don't know yet. The guy said he has it. I trust him. He said he'd make it right if not. So, still waiting on the manual, but that one is supposed to be complete. A few other highlights, I guess. This might not be on the top of everybody's list, but I have Crystalis. It is one of the games I had as a kid. Unfortunately, the cartridge inside is not from when I was a kid. I did sell that one off when I sold everything. All in all, I've ended up with 31 complete in-box games, not counting the odds and ends other boxes that I picked up. I do have a few boxes that I've gotten ahead where I don't have the game to go with them. Few highlights of some upgrades and stuff. What I consider an upgrade is any game I've had previously that I did not have something for. Picked up the manual and box for Bases Loaded 1 and 3. Demon Sword I picked up the box and manual for. Dr. Mario I picked up the box and manual for. Picked up the box to Jackal. Picked up the box to Mickey Mouse Capade. I don't know if you can see it in there. The box to Monopoly, the box to Paperboy. Completed out RC Pro-Am. Can't think here. That's kind of a few of the highlights. Like I said, I ended up with a total of 31 complete in box. Also ended up with a bunch of extra other games that I've added manuals for. Bunch of games I've never had before. It has been an amazing year. Thank you to everybody I've bought from, everybody I've traded with, everybody that's even just indulged some of the stupid questions I'm sure I've had over, as I've gotten back into this hobby. When I started at the beginning of the year, I was using a way outdated pricing reference. It had Bubble Bobble Part 2 listed as like a $30 game, and it's like a $300 game. I mean, I was so far out of the loop, it wasn't funny. Thank you to everybody, like I said, that I've dealt with. Thank you to everybody that subscribed. That's the bulk of my NES collection. For SNES, I was able to finally reacquire a Super Nintendo. Was able to get the one I had as a kid. I had acquired a different one in the early 2000s. Basically because at the time my parents were telling me that was more of a family thing. And I had to either get my own or deal with it, so I bought my own. Got one dirt cheap back then. Had sold it off in the interim at one point or another, needing money for this or for that. But I was able to pick up that one. But for some reason, they didn't have any of the games we had as a kid. All the games were now missing. They probably had asked about them, and I just said, don't have one, don't need them. Before I realized I was getting back into collecting. A few of the highlights I picked up for Super Nintendo. I've got Donkey Kong Country 3. The original Donkey Kong Country. Venom, Spider-Man, Separation Anxiety. As well as a few others. I've got Super Mario World over, actually sitting in it right now. Also picked up a PlayStation 1 with Final Fantasy 8. So it's been an amazing year. I've come so far. I don't know. I never expected when I started getting back into the hobby that I'd end up at 214 games in just a year. That by far and away exceeded any expectations I had. I don't really have a goal set for 2016 yet. Aside from continuing to collect and doing more videos. I don't know what to consider reasonable, I guess, is part of my problem. If anybody's got some suggestions maybe for possible goals, I don't know if I should set a goal for, say, 50 more games and complete out 10. I don't know. But if you guys have any suggestions of where you think, how far potentially this collection could go in a year, just drop me a line in the comments or something. Kind of would like some people's opinions on where I could potentially get to. But that's what I've got. That's where I'm at. Like I said, 214 in the collection. 31 of them complete in box. I wouldn't even begin to know how many of them I have the manuals for. Yeah, about 100. I think I've got 121 now left off of my list of previously owned. So slowly working away at that. I've got this. I do have a few things to add to a pickup video. I'm probably going to do sometime next week. So keep an eye out for that. Been tossing an idea around for a contest. Just don't know what I would be giving out as either the prize or at what point I want to do it. If it's going to be at a certain subscriber mark or at a certain point in the collection. Have not decided yet. But when I do, there'll be something posted. That's what I've got. That's where I'm at. Once again, it's been an amazing 2015. Kind of sad to see it go. But super excited. I don't know how words can't describe my thought about where I'm at with that. So yeah, that's where I'm at. Hope you guys enjoyed my little year in review video. And I can't wait to see what 2016 brings. Happy New Year.